She's known as the Long Island medium. Theresa Caputo has been giving psychic readings to people across the country for years.
That's right. And now she's giving us a behind-the-scenes look at her readings, and we go behind those cameras. Okay, so we walk up to your house, and there's this huge tour bus outside. We're like, yeah, we're definitely at the right place. Are you living in there?
It's amazing. I love it. We just had this discussion, me and my assistant to our manager were like, we love sleeping on the bus. Like if we go into a hotel for a night or two, we're like, no, I want to be on the bus. Well, it's easier when you wake up in a different city every day. We're doing 5 to 6 shows a week. So there's no other way to tour. If you're going to tour, you have to be on a bus.
I mean, that bus is pretty boss. And since we last spoke to each other, I know you've had so many different things happening with the show because it's a different show than what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, it totally is so different. It's so, I can't explain it. It's like it's so much lighter, and it really just shows different aspects of me and really what my life truly is about.
Right, it's like behind the scenes.
Yeah, so much behind the scenes stuff. But what I love now is with the specials. So with the specials, it's like now you're gonna see me out on the road. So we have Theresa Caputo, Raising Spirits, which is a lot of just readings in people's homes, surprising readings, reality, me just out in the world here on Long Island. Then we have all of the specials. We have the celebrity readings, the heroes, the jail episode, and then we have the behind the readings.
So now what happens with that?
So with the behind the readings, we're showing you footage that has never been seen, and then also we're following up with people. And it is absolutely amazing to see how they look different, they sound different, and then to hear how they're living their life differently in a more positive way.
I love that, because I know the last time we were here, in the middle of everything, someone came through.
Yeah.
I was a mess crying, but it was amazing to me how many people wanted to know more, all of our friends, and we're talking about it, and how much that changed how I framed that loss. So for people, you know, who are able to have that, I know for me, it was transformative because I was holding on, you know, so much sadness, and I'm still sad, but I also felt a peace that I hadn't felt before since you know, I talked to you.
And you don't realize it. That's the most incredible thing. And then not only that, but that message in that brief little moment, you weren't expecting it. But then it not only changed you, but how many people around you.
Yes.
A loss is not easy, but we can't forget, we can't lose our faith in ourselves, and we have to try to remember and focus all the positive things. Like you just said, I'm still sad, but I look at it differently. I healed differently from it, right?
Right. That's what I think so special about going back and talking to people and even for you to see the effect, the impact that you have, because in that moment you know you connected, but then to see the healing that happened because of it.
And then to hear them say it, it's a completely different level of healing. So the specials coming up now are going to be the touring episode, but you guys have to go back and see if you can stream it and watch it, the jail episode when I went out to the Yaphank Correctional Facility. It was, you know, it's right here on Long Island, and we talk about it all the time that, you know, people might say, why is someone incarcerated getting this opportunity? But the people that I read that had no idea who I even was, they ended up, a lot of them, where they are in a situation because of the loss of a loved one. So for a lot of these young people that I had the opportunity to run into at the facility, they were as a result of a death and self-medicating themselves, and then which ended up into maybe then committing a crime, and then they end up in a facility.
Now I know you're also doing something with first responders, right? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, that was an amazing episode. You know, I always feel like a first responder, you know, they're heroes. And we see a lot of that on Long Island, you know, right? Between 9/11 and then the pandemic. How many people put their own lives at risk for us? So to be able to give back to them, because what I do is not something that someone can just, you can't just buy it. Right? You can't just acquire it. It's really a special gift.
And what does that do to you? Like to be able to, I mean, is it exhausting? Is it fulfilling? Like how does that affect you?
What I do is fulfilling. Is it exhausting? Listen, you're tired after a long day's
Yes.
of work, right?
Right.
I say this to everyone. Yes, it's maybe more emotional, maybe physically draining, but you know what? It's what I was meant to do. So I love what I do. So to me, it's not draining.
And now, how are the live shows?
Oh, they're amazing. It's so, to be in that space and to feel the energy and to actually feel healing. I don't know, for any of you watching that have been to the Paramount, like you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Like to be in a space and to feel the healing, it's different than watching it. To watch strangers embrace and try to comfort someone, you know, because of a loss.
So what's on tap for this summer?
Oh my God, well this summer, just gonna be touring and try and enjoy some family time at home because that is my grounding. That's how I ground myself the best, is when I'm just home with my family.
Do you feel like the way you do readings or how you see things is different now that you are a grandma?
I don't know if it's about being a grandma, but I just think it has evolved over the years, has changed. The world has changed, we have changed. And I think over the years, I have become extremely more sensitive. Well, with the readings seem to be affecting me a little bit more. Is it being a grandma? Is it the menopause? I don't know, Elizabeth.
Is that a ghost or a hot flash? What's
I don't know.
So if you had a dream day in the summer here on Long Island, how would you spend it?
Just with my family. You know, my front door being that revolving door of people just coming and going and hanging out in the backyard and just spending time with my family. It's pretty easy though, because my parents still are right next door, so.
And how great is that, right?
Yeah,
to be able to have your family so close?
It is, it's the greatest. You know, and even my brother, you know, he's not far, he's out here on the island, so to be able to have these moments and spend time with family. It's sometimes I find it a little bit easier because I think when we have everyone around us, we kind of take that for granted, right? So because I travel so much, when I'm home, I want to be home. I really try to live by that, living in the moment. And that's hard to do. It's not easy.
For someone who's maybe struggling now and has lost someone and wants to either believe or see a sign and say, is it them, is that butterfly, is that, you know, whatever it is that they feel is representative of their person, what guidance would you give for them to help them connect?
Just embrace it. You know, it's anything that goes on around you. You know, people say it all the time. Oh, I know my mom before she died, she says she's gonna be a butterfly. You know, I don't know, like, look at those things that just remind you of them. Because a sign doesn't always just have to be a living thing. It could just be a feeling, or it could be that song on the radio, or feeling like someone's sitting behind you.
Before you go out on the bus again, how do you make sure you stay healthy? Because I'm sure it would be really easy to not eat well or not exercise,
hard.
right? It's gotta be hard.
It is very hard. I try to every morning get up and go to the gym. That is my kind of release where I kind of let go of all of my stresses and anxieties or things that I've been carrying. And eating well is eating healthy is a challenge. I mean, it's a challenge when you're home.
Right.
You know, we're eating out of, to-go containers, and it is far from glamorous.
You make it look glamorous,
well, I'm gonna try meal prepping.
Oh, that's smart.
So I'm gonna try it. We'll see how that goes. But
I guess if you stay as active as you are, then
you have to.
Yeah.
Because when you don't eat good, you don't feel good.
Yeah.
So and that's for me. So I really try to just eat healthy and as clean as I can.
So as you head out on the road, what's the stop you're looking forward to? Is there one that you're like, I'm excited to return to, or one you've never been?
I'm really excited to get back to go to Canada. I haven't been to Canada in probably 6 years.
And do they love the Long Island accent? Like, is that what everybody wants?
They want the accent.
They do, right?
Sometimes they don't understand what I'm saying. They have no idea. And I'm like, how do you not know that? I say agita. No one knows what agita is. How do you not know what agita is?
That's so true.
It is. You don't realize it because things that we say, right?
Right.
And they're like, and sometimes like a pocketbook. They're like, your purse.
Right?
How do you not know what a pocketbook is? You don't realize what we are Long Island.
Yes, we are.
And I love bringing Long Island all over the country.